Titanfall 3 is nowhere to be found. After so long of abstinence, I decided to create my own game to finally get a taste of that sweet Titanfall gameplay again. I mean, this is of course in no way related to or inspired by Titanfall. I wanted to see if I could make something fresh, so I started from scratch with nothing. And last time, I developed a Titanfall game in Unity, but with times changing, and me forgetting how all of the code I wrote for that game worked, I have since switched to Unreal Engine. Now, to create a Titanfall game, you need a few things: movement, gunplay, characters, maps, and titans. Also different abilities, weapons, gadgets, animations, a spawning system, game modes, a general art direction, a progression system, a networking solution, servers, bug-free code, a publisher, potential customers, a computer, internet connection, food, water, oxygen, yeah, okay. Creating the code for the basic gameplay loop was quite straightforward, as I have already done it before. You start by creating a movement system that uses a combination of physics-based and static movement. Simply explained, flying, sliding, and wall-running characters maintain momentum and thus act as physics objects. But when you lose too much momentum, the character returns to its static phase of just walking or running. To create Titans, you copy the pilot blueprint, enlarge it, and replace it with a Titan chassis. Remove some of the wall-running code, and then simply add a possess node and have the pilot take control of the Titan upon activating it. Now that the game is feature complete, unfortunately, the next step of the process is creating my own 3D characters instead of just stealing someone else's. To begin, I needed concept art to base my work on. Now, thankfully, I am a highly skilled artist and was able to create photorealistic images. Okay, let's just skip ahead a few steps. Now, being a solo developer with full-time school, full-time job, and full-time gaming addiction, I am slightly pressed on time and forced to find creative solutions to speed up the development process. For this reason, I used an AI tool called Stable Diffusion to upscale my images. The upscaled images were then used as input to yet another 3D tool. And using this forbidden technology, I created the 3D models for the characters. But if you think it's all AI, you're very wrong, because the final step was for me to bring the characters to life by realigning their misshapen bodies, adding details, and texturing them. Now, if my 3D skills are adequate enough to create quality like this in just a day, then imagine what other more competent developers might be able to do using this workflow. There really is no limit to the potential. Implementing the characters, I realized that the T-posing was not giving me the sweet Titanfall gameplay feeling that I wanted. So next up is animations. The characters need both first-person and third-person animations to differentiate between what you see and what other players see. That is why the first-person character actually looks like this. To create movement animations, I set up motion tracking and record my motions. For the weapons, however, I need to create the animations manually. Now, animating realistic reloading is difficult, but I actually have used a real-life firearm and know how it works. Essentially, more slapping equals better reloading. Listen, I am proud of these animations, so don't hate on them too much. With all of the animations complete, the game is in one piece and with all of its core features. I did also set up basic multiplayer, but when I tried to convince my friends to download my game, they thought I was trying to install a Trojan or something, so I had to test it with bots instead. And there are more finished and in-depth videos on this game to come, but I had to push this video out before 2025 to renew my YouTube creator partnership, so don't judge me. Also, I plan on updating the game further, so stay tuned for that. My next goal is to have a playable version of the game that can be playtested. Have you heard of diesel lights? What is that? What? No. No. No!